This video tutorial is for the meshing playlist of the 3D Experience Release 2023x, and it's intended for people who are familiar with the Abaqus CAE program or entirely new to the 3D Experience platform. What I do is I take examples that are entirely done on YouTube as a tutorial in the Abaqus CAE and then replicate those same steps in the 3D Experience interface to show what the differences are and what the limitations may be. In this particular problem, I'm going to be taking an example of this type. So we have a geometry here, and it is to be meshed uh, more or less the way you see it. This example is actually coming from that source on YouTube, which is done entirely in the Abaqus CAE. Keep in mind that the purpose of this tutorial is not actually to create that mesh, because I don't even have the dimension of this structure while watching that replicating the steps of the CAE video. However, it is to show you that the first few steps in the Abaqus CAE cannot be done in the 3D Experience platform, because the solver, of course, the solver is the same thing, but there's a lot of stuff that are available in Abaqus CAE that are not implemented and perhaps will never be implemented in the 3D Experience platform. The solver is the same, it's the Abaqus program. Now, let me give you some examples of what's going to happen here. So this fellow, what he does is he creates the block and then makes a sketch on that face, and then uses a feature in the CAE program called extrude sweep edges. Now, this cannot be done. In other words, if you draw a sketch here and then say, okay, make a partition of this, make a partition of this structure based on this feature, well, that's not available in 3D Experience. So what you need to do is actually create surfaces out of those sketches and then try to use it for the partitioning step. Now, there are different ways of doing this problem. Among the different ways, for example, I'm suggesting here one possibility is to create the output profile and then use those output profiles. We'll actually make a sketch like that on that face, no problem, but create output profile and then extrude those output profiles. The other one is select whatever you want here in the sketch and turn the other one into construction entities and then sweep it and then isolate the sweep mean extruded, isolate that extrude, come back and select a bunch of other curves, make the remaining ones construction entities and then again extrude it and then isolate, etc. So either you go that route, making output profiles, or you can go through the route that I just explained. And let me give you an example. What happens when you try to actually create a surface directly out of that sketch in the program? So you draw that sketch on that face and then say extrude it. Well, it won't do it because it says self-intersecting. This is why you have to break it down into several surfaces and then do the partitioning later on. Okay, so here's the strategy. I do draw that sketch on that front face. However, when it comes to making partitions, I select 4 sets of surfaces. One of them is extruding this stuff here on the top left corner without these slanted lines. And then you get this extrude, that's dark gray. And then 2 extrudes of these trapezoids, so we get 2 surfaces over here. And finally, an extrude of this bottom left and right corners, which is you're going to get the edge. So this is the strategy that I'm going to follow, which is neither strictly in terms of that output profile, nor in terms of creating things, isolating, etc. So what I'm saying is that I'm neither doing this nor that, something in between. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. Okay, let's get a part design application going. Now on that vertical plane, I will sketch a square which is, or a rectangle which is 140 by 80. That's going to be the block basically. So there we are. Let's dimension this thing. So that is 140 millimeter, and this is going to be 80 millimeters. Okay, exit, and then pad it by 20 millimeters. So 10 millimeters, 20 millimeters in this each direction. So, okay, so that's going to be 20 millimeters in each direction, which is going to be like that. So what I have here is my block. It looks like this is actually not 20, 10 millimeter, the way my drawing is, although it makes no difference in the problem. Okay, good. So there is a sketch one here, which was actually this for this rectangle. Now I'm going to create another sketch, which is called master sketch. The master sketch will actually contain uh, this what you see down here. This green stuff is in the master sketch. So on that vertical plane, I will sketch. This is going to be a master sketch. So then it's going to be aligned. So, and I'll do half of it and then reflect the other half. So another line from here to there. Okay, and this distance is 40 millimeters. So let's do that. The dimension from here to there is going to be 40. Okay, good. And then we'll draw a line here at 45-degree angle. So let's make it 45 degrees between this and that. All right. Another line from here to another line from here to there, which is 7 millimeters away. That's the inside line, first inside line. That's good. So this dimension is 7 millimeters. Okay, and then another one, which is another 7 millimeter, and again at 45-degree angle. So why don't I actually draw another 45-degree angle here to make sure that that's actually 45 degrees. Let me dimension it. I think it looks like it is along the other one. Yeah, okay, fine. And then another line up, and this distance is for 7 millimeter. So let's make sure that this is fine. That may be a coincidence here. I'm going to delete that. Let's make it now 7. Yeah. Okay, so what you see here is actually this stuff to the left, okay? Except that I have to draw the horizontal lines also. So there's going to be a line going from here to there, okay? Another line going from here to here, okay? And also this line, the way I drew it originally, it looks like it's one piece, so I'm going to break it right there. So I will break it at at this location, okay? So I'm going to break it at 2 locations. Let me see now. Sketch break. I'm going to break this line at that location. See, already it's broken down. And then another break this line at that location. Okay, so this one I can delete actually. Okay, good. One last thing I want to do is that vertical line going uh, down. Okay, so remember, this is my master sketch. Okay, good. Everything is going to get reflected on the other side. So let's go ahead and select them. This, control, control. And they're all going to be reflected, mirrored. Let's get the mirror here. Mirror with respect to that vertical axis. Good. Okay, so let's save everything. And let me exit this. I'm going to call this thing master. Right click properties, master sketch. Master sketch. Okay, then I'm going to create another sketch, and in that sketch, I'm going to project these combs over vertical upward combs. Okay, so I'm going to create on that same plane. I will sketch, and I'll change the name of that, of course, to comb, vertical comb. How about that? So let's project these edges, these curves onto that sketch. So the projection is down here, projection, find it. So we go 1, control, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this guy, that guy, all of these things that make that vertical cone. Oh, I'm sorry, these are not the ones that I want. These slanted ones are not the ones that I want. So let me get rid of this. Okay, so not that one. Okay, so I took these three and then these horizontal ones. Mistakenly, I took the slanted ones too. We will check it out. Ah, so there is 12 elements, 6, uh, 6, and 6. Yeah, that's 12. Good. We can check it. Oh, this outer one is not what I wanted. So let me go back there. Okay, so these things I don't want. Delete. Okay. So you can see that the only thing that's in it are these vertical things. Okay, if I hide, for example, the master sketch, you can see it better. Master sketch, hide it. There we are. I want to get rid of that. So let's go back here. Let me delete this. I didn't want that. I can add this thing myself right there. Or you can go back to the other sketch and project it. It really doesn't matter. Okay, good. So exit, exit, and let me call this thing right-click properties, or call it vertical comb. How about that? Vertical comb. Good. Let's do another one with those trapezoids. So I can actually hide that guy, bring the master sketch into the show, hide the vertical one. There, this is a master sketch. So on that vertical plane, I will sketch, and now project the upper trapezoid. So sketch, the project here. So I want this guy, that guy. Now the slanted ones. Okay. All right. Exit. And I'm going to call this thing right-click properties, top trap, top trapezoid, trap. Okay. Good. If you check it out, if you hide the master sketch, there is your top trap right there. Okay. Good. yeah. So let's do another one. Let's go ahead on that vertical plane. I will sketch. Where's the master sketch? Let's bring in the show mode. And then we're going to go to sketch and project. Project this line, control that line, and that line, and that line, that line, and that line. 6 elements selected, good. And exit. And I'm going to call this thing bottom trap. Bottom trap. Say okay. And if you hide the master sketch, there's your bottom trapezoid. Okay. And finally, I'll do the side ones. So let me bring this thing. Let me hide that. Bring the master sketch into the show mode. And finally, on that vertical plane, I will sketch. I'll call it bottom. So yeah. So let's go ahead and project this guy, that guy with the control, and this fellow and that fellow. Say okay. Exit. And this is going to be called bottom curves. Properties, bottom curves. All right. Say okay. All right. And once again, if you hide the master sketch, there is your bottom curves. Okay, good. So let's do the following. Those surfaces, or since eventually we have to go to the simulation model preparation where the partitioning is, we can do that operation there too. So I go to simulation, simulation model preparation, and under create, there is the extrude somewhere right there, extrude. So I click on it. First, let's do the top, what is that? The uh, top, don't do the master sketch because it's going to say self-intersecting. You can't do it. So vertical cone, select it right there. You can see that. Why don't we mirror it? So it goes on both sides. And here it says, which one of these do you want to keep? We want to keep all, keep sub elements. See now, keep sub elements using extract. Read this thing carefully. Keep all sub elements. That's the one that you want. Because if you say using extract, there will be multiple extracted surfaces. We really don't want that. Keep all sub elements. Okay, keep all sub elements. We say okay. Good. All right, we did. Now let's do another one. Another extract, extrude. This time do the top trapezoid. Top trapezoid. So top trap. Again on both sides. Maybe you make it a little bit longer so you can see that they are different right there. And it's coming out the other end too. And then we say okay. I'll do another one. This time using the bottom trap. Let's make it a little bit longer so you can see it. It's different. Coming out of that other side. And finally, another extrude. For this bottom curves, let's make it longer so you can see it better. And again, it's going to say there are two pieces. Which one should I keep? And you're going to say keep all sub elements. Don't worry about the extract. Keep all sub elements. Good. So what I have done in this drawing is actually change the color of these things, which is easily done. So for example, if you go to that extrude right click property, if you want to, you don't have to, but anyway, what I've done there is change the color so that I can see them better. So I'll just leave it like this. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so let's do a quick save here. And now we're going to do the partitions, and the partition is we are already in the, okay, we are already in the simulation model preparation, because that's where actually partitioning is done under the idealized tab. Okay, and there is partition here, and we read this thing carefully. It says, okay, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the stuff that I don't need right now. I'm going to hide these things. I'm going to hide this bottom one. I'm going to hide this fellow, the top trapezoid. So all I have here is that comb on the top, vertical comb. It says volume to partition. Well, it's this whole thing. Cutting elements. Okay, cutting elements. Notice that there are different ways we can do that. And if you click on those three dots, it says insert surfaces. Okay, and we don't want to create it. If we had not created it, we could have done it here. But we don't have to, because we have already created it. If we had not created these things, we could have done it right now. I decided to do that earlier. It's easier for book. So I select that extrude, and then read this thing carefully. It says now volume to partition. This arrow points down, which is good. There we are. So let me hide this. It cut it on both sides. You can see that. Okay, let's do the next one. Another partition. A volume to partition is this. See, it's already, you can see that it's already partitioned here. Okay, it's this. Now, the only problem is that actually I want to partition that guy, this guy, okay, and not that fellow. I want to partition this with that top trapezoid, okay? So for the cutting, for the cutting element, it's going to be top trap. Okay, so that extrude for the top trap, this guy. See this? And the arrows, look at the way the arrows point like that. So let's keep it like this. If it doesn't give me what I want, I'm going to flip them. It's kind of hard to see what these arrows mean, but let's find out. Let's check. Is this what we wanted? Yes. Okay, good. Let's do another one. Another partition. This middle one is the middle one, yeah. It's the middle piece. Cutting element is that uh, other surface. Let's see now. It would have been nice if you had called these things in meaningful way, but it's this one, extrude 3, and say okay. Did it cut it exactly the way I want it? Yep, yep. We can see that. And finally, partition. Excuse me. The bottom one with that extrude 4. For cutting element, extrude 4 right there, and that should be good. There we are. So what we have done is we have managed to get this. There is no way I could have done this thing in one step as it's easily done in the Abaqus CAE. All right, so to make sure that everything's okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, okay, let's save this thing. I'm going to measure. This is a partition object. So we go to uh, structure model creation, MTFEM model. Close that. It created the model here, and then we go under the meshing tab under the partition text mesh. Okay, these color codes mean something, so select it. Everything is green. That means that it's going to be nice. Everything is going to be structured mesh basically. So put down 5 millimeters here, roughly idea, and we know what it is, and we We say mesh it, say okay. On the visibility right there. So we have basically uh, outward partition, the inside partition, and the two layers down here, and we get a very nice structured mesh. So the purpose of this tutorial was not, as I said, to get this kind of a mesh, but to show you how to partition it, which is so rather straightforward in Abaqus CAE, but not everything is implemented the way it is in Abaqus CAE. Some are different, and anyway, here's the way I did it for you. All right, good luck.